This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Okay, Agun Erev Shabbos, everyone. I want to have a very interesting shiur now, something a little unusual, and that is I want to ask 7 imponderables on Parshas Lecha. 7 questions that I think are very difficult to answer. I was thinking about them, I worked on it, I wrote it down, but I don't have a good answer to it. Okay? Maybe over Shabbos, somebody out there, one of the Talmidei Chachamim on the shiur, or someone out there will have some good answers. Let's start with Perek Yud Beis Pasuk Ches. By the way, if you want these sheets, they're on the email today, or they should be on our site. Okay, Vayatek Misham Ahala Vayatek Misham Hahara Mikadem Leveisel Vayet Ahalai Beisel Miyam. So think about what happened. Avram parked his tent, moved his tent to the mountain, east of Beisel Miyam. I have one simple question. If Avraham is east of Beisel, then obviously Beisel is on the west. So why in the world does the Torah need to say, once it says that Avraham parked his tent east of Beisel, that Beisel is on the west of Avraham? If Avraham is on the east of Beisel, then obviously Beisel is on the west of Avraham. I mean, it's Parsha. Well, what's it saying over there? You could look in the Sifsei Chachamim, maybe he's addressing it, but I mean, if the words Mikadem LeBeisel mean the east of Beisel, then obviously Beisel is on the west. Okay, next question. I didn't see anyone who asked this, and I didn't see anyone who answers it. In Perek Yud Beis Pasuk Vav, the Pasuk says, V'hakenani az ba'aretz, that Lot was grazing his cattle in the field. But the Torah says, look, he shouldn't have done that. He doesn't own the land. The Canaani were still on the land. And then a little bit later in Perek Yud Gimel Pasuk Zayin, the Pasuk says, Vayihi riv bein royei miknei Avram vein royei miknei v'haknani v'haprizi az yoshev ba'aretz. Where did the Prizi come from? How did the Prizi get in here? Well, in Perek Yud Gimel, in Perek Yud Beis Pasuk Vav, it says V'haknani az ba'aretz. Perek Yud Gimel says V'haknani v'haprizi az yoshev ba'aretz. Where did the Prizi come from? How did the Prizi get here? They weren't mentioned before. Maybe to that the answer is, in Perek Yud Beis Pasuk Vav, Rashi says the Knaanim were conquering Eretz Yisrael from the Zarei Shel Shem. So maybe there only the Knaanim were conquering it. But here we're talking about Lot grazing his sheep in the land of Israel. It doesn't belong to him, because maybe the Knaani conquered it, but by now the Prizi also moved in. But that was bothering me. Where'd the Prizi come from all of a sudden? Okay, Yud Gimel Hey, you ready? V'gam leloit ha'hoylech es Avram. And also Lot, who went with Avraham, so Rashi says, what does it mean, V'gam leloit ha'hoylech es Avram? It means, says Rashi, Im Avram. Es means im. Even though, by the way, es doesn't always mean im. Bereshis bar lekim, es hashamayim v'es ha'aretz. Es does not mean with. It means the. But here, Rashi says it means with. So a simple question, why does it say es then? It should say im. V'gam leloid ha'hoylech im Avram. Okay? Good questions, no? Okay, Perek Tezvav, Pasuk, Beis and Gimel. Vayomer Avram, Adoi Shem Elokim atiten li, ve'anochi hoylei chariri. He says, God, what are you going to give me? I have no children. My attendant is Eliezer. Vayomer Avram, and Avram said, Heinli loy nosata zara. Why in the world does it say Vayomer Avram another time? He's still talking. He's in the middle of talking. Why would it say Vayomer Avram a second time? No, good questions. I stumped you today, or just your. Okay, here's a good one. So Hagar becomes pregnant, but Sarah gave her a bad eye, so the kid died. The embryo died. So Rashi says in the pasuk, when the angel says, "Vayomer la malach Hashem hinach hara," behold, you are pregnant. Rashi says, when you get back, you'll become pregnant. Question. Okay, that's very nice. But the first time she became pregnant, it says, Vayavai Avraham el Hagar Shivcha Mitzras, that Avram lived with her. But if that pregnancy was aborted, we don't find again that Avram lived with Hagar. So how did she become pregnant? The Torah does not record that Avraham lived with her. The first time...
She could have come pregnant from anybody. She's a shivcha.
No. I mean, but we know Yishmael was Ben Avraham. The first...
She had another pregnancy and then she had Yishmael.
No.
She had another miss.
No, but Avram never lived with her again.
That's why the pregnancy was not from Avraham.
No, but it was from Avram.
You mean, how did Yishmael,
yeah, where did Yishmael come from?
If Avraham never lived with her?
Yeah, look in the story. The story is, the story is, Avram lives with her, she becomes pregnant, Sarah gives a bad eye, so the embryo dies, and then the angel says, you're pregnant, which Rashi says means you'll become pregnant when you get back. The thing is, when she got back, we don't find that Avram lived with her. I guess you have to say he did, but why does the Torah not say that?
Well, the Torah's not going to say every time that Avraham had relations with Hagar.
So why would it...
How many times he had relations with Sarah until she finally became pregnant?
Sure it does. But when she became pregnant...
He was 100 years.
No, but the Torah says it was from Abraham. The Torah says that Hashem remembered her, and Hashem gave her a son from Abraham. But here, it doesn't even say she became pregnant again. It just says the kid was born. From what was the kid born? Okay, I'm going to ask you one more. The end of the Parsha, Perek Yud Zayin, Pasuk Yates. Rashi says, "Ve'es brisi akim es Yitzchak," and my covenant I will establish with Yitzchak. Why does it say that? If you look at the end of the parsha, "Vayomer Elokim avol Sora ishtecha yoledes lechabein v'karas Shema Yitzchak v'akimoisi es brisi itai." I'll establish my covenant with him. And then later on it says, Ve'es brisi akim es Yitzchak. So Rashi's bothered, why does it say twice, Ve'es brisi akim es Yitzchak? So Rashi says, well, it's in order to make a kavachomer. That if to Yishmael Hashem promises, I'll bless him and I'll multiply him and I'll increase him very, very much, Kal v'chomer, I'll do that to Yitzchak. This I don't understand. A kal v'chomer is something you learn on your own. Why would it have to say Ve'es brisi akim es Yitzchak? If there's a kal v'chomer, so why is the Torah tarach v'kasav loikra? Now I'm going to ask you the most difficult question of all. Vayomer Hashem el Avram, go el Lecha me'artzecha u'mimayladzecha u'mibeis avicha El ha'aretz asher areka, to the land that I'm going to show you. Could somebody please tell me, when did God ever show Abraham where to go? How did Abraham know where to go? What, a hand came down from Shemayim and went, make a right. In 200 feet, make a right at the corner. Okay, then Abraham continued. What, he had GPS? At what point did God tell Abraham where to go? Anybody know the answer to that? El ha'aretz asher areka? How did God show him where to go? What?
Does it mean go to yourself?
Areka, that I will show you. Rashi says, Loi gila loi haaretz miyad. He didn't reveal it to him immediately. Okay, but when did he reveal it to him? At what point does God reveal to Abraham, this is the land that I want you to come to? I don't know. That should be like the most basic question you could ever ask on Chumash, and nobody ever asked that question.
Doesn't Hashem describe the land near the Akedah?
So you're saying Abraham just picked up and moved, and not until 30, 40, 50 years later did Abraham have any idea what God had in mind?
Perhaps.
I mean, this is
Total faith in a Kodesh.
this is a good question. No, you got to admit. I mean, this is. Okay, Rabbi Isai, that's something for you to think about. I'm not done. We still didn't do the tefillah share. So if you want, I know it's a short day. We'll try to do it quickly. Okay.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.